Welcome to Sauti Zetu show, and I am here with Afrik Couture, and she's gonna talk to us about her designs out there. I know most of you have seen her designs out on Facebook, and you know it's Afrocentric. It's all about Africa, different African designs. So Miss Jite, how's it going?
Good.
One of my questions I wanna ask is what inspires you to design?
Well, I actually got my inspiration from my mother.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way she dresses, the things she comes up with is ridiculous. And looking at her, I was like, okay, I want to make stuff that she can wear,
right?
And stuff for my generation too. Mm-hmm. So I kind of used her designs, what she wears, and I translated it into what people like us can wear, younger.
Can you give us like a little idea as far as age-wise? Like when did you get into it? Like learn how to sew or whatever.
Oh, learn how to sew.
Mm-hmm.
Probably at the age of 21,
mm-hmm.
2021, because I started out doing fashion shows and I wasn't really making any of my clothes at that time. Mm-hmm. But afterwards, I just bought a sewing machine and I took my bed sheets and I put them on the floor and I cut a dress out, and I think that was like the first dress I made, and it didn't fit, but I had a passion for sewing or making clothes, and that's how it started.
Did you start here in the States?
Yes. I wasn't doing anything back home related to fashion at all. But yeah.
So no sewing classes, no going for tailoring, like you know how they do it when you go for tailoring classes, you get the patterns and then cut them through. Nothing?
My sewing classes were on YouTube.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
people do learn a lot from YouTube.
I watched a bunch of videos, and then some of my outfits I would rip them apart and see how the patterns came up. So that's how everything came together.
Amazing.
You've been doing this for a while now. So what would you say your biggest challenge is as far as you're an African in America trying to design African clothes?
When you design, you're most likely designing for a customer, so
mm-hmm.
I think that's like the biggest challenge.
Right.
Sometimes I want to make what I want to make, but mm-hmm. at the same time someone is paying me to do something, mm-hmm. so it's just getting the style, mm-hmm. getting the measurements. That's like my biggest challenge. And sometimes I see people who just want something simple, and I'm trying to embellish the clothes and put everything into it, but I have to just do what they want. So I think that's the biggest challenge so far.
That's one thing I noticed about you when you designed a dress for a ballo, and I picked something so simple, and you gave me the look like, well,
exactly,
that is so simple. I'm like,
well, it's not like I can't do it though, but like once I finish up the dress, I'm like, okay, this trim will look so good, or the jewels or the chains will look so good with the dress.
mm-hmm.
So. But sometimes I have to step back and I'm designing for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true.
So how would you describe your style?
That's a tough one. Well, I try as much as possible to mix American styles with
mm-hmm.
African patterns.
Mm-hmm.
So I use a lot of loud fabrics. So it's just out there,
What if I was to ask you like your most proudest moment, like when you see the models go down the catwalk, or is it when you find that client who just tells you, hey, just dress, design for me anything? Like when is it you're like, oh wow, this is why I do this?
When a client sends me a picture of their dress, I think that's the
with them wearing it.
Yes,
like,
that's the best.
Oh.
Like the first dress I made is for some girl called Jessica Chinelo,
mm-hmm.
and that was like the first dress I made, and she posted it on Facebook, and the comments were crazy, and I was
mm-hmm.
like, oh my gosh, I sent everybody the pictures, and that was the best moment for me. I like seeing my clothes on the runway,
mm-hmm.
yeah,
but like when you're able to fit someone in an outfit and they love it, that's good.
That's fantastic.
So have you done any fashion shows to
Yeah.
date?
Recently, no, I haven't, because I've been working on a bunch of collections. Like
Okay.
I just came out with the jackets, which you can see on Facebook.
mm-hmm.
I'm still working on the website, but the jackets are like my main focus for a while, because a lot of people wanted jackets in African patterns, so I had to start from
they're
there.
very beautiful.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice.
Where do you see yourself? Where do you see Afrik Couture in the future?
That's something I'm still working on right now, because I mean, my brother calls me every time. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Like, what's the next step for Afrik Couture? And I'm just like, I'm trying to take one day at a time, really. But I'd like to see Afrik Couture on the red carpet, you know?
Right.
Yeah, that would be nice to see Afrik Couture on the red carpet. And you have to start from somewhere, baby steps. And I think that's what I'm doing right now.
That's true.
Okay, I remember I have a cousin, a younger cousin, and she's in design school right now.
Okay.
You know, what do you tell somebody who's young, still, you know, in school maybe, you know, hasn't even thought about like starting their own line? Yeah, aspiring. What would you tell them?
I'm still an aspiring designer, so but I think the thing that helped me the most was I just had to focus on a particular style, look for what I was good at, and I focused on it, because if you want to just do everything, necklaces, earrings, you're just going to overwhelm yourself, and it's going to be crazy. So I really decided to, my signature was the African print. So I use the African print as much as I can. And yeah.
Do you have any favorite African designers? And if you do, what are their names? Because I'm not familiar with many of them.
Myself. She's the most favorite.
No,
like one in Nigeria that you know of, or one that's out here, or in France.
I don't think I have his name, but I think it's Kosiba. He does wedding gowns, and his designs are crazy, out of this world. And anytime I look at his stuff, it's kind of like, oh, you're not there yet, but it gives me a lot of inspiration.
Right.
Do you have any of your designs out in Nigeria? Like, do you, you know, like, do people out there wear some of your designs?
Well, back home, it's easier for people to make stuff by themselves, you know, because there's a lot of designers and tailors. Yeah, there's a lot of tailors back home. But yeah, I mean, my sisters help me out. They rep my clothes, rep Afrik Couture.
So you're not really a one-man show. You have help, or is this solely you?
It's a tough question. Well, my family is behind me 100%.
Okay.
You know, like with all my designs, I don't think there's anything I've made that I don't send a picture to my family. Especially my mom, and she's like so eager to see what I'm doing. So when I send it to her, she's like, oh yeah, okay, that's good, that's not good, try and work on it, you know, make it better. I think that's like, those are my partners right there in Nigeria, you know. And every picture, they have it on their Facebook, they have it on their phones, you know, and they show people. So eventually I plan to move back to Nigeria and, you know, have something established there.
Right.
Because that's where it all began.
Be a
you know?
household name.
Yeah. That's what I plan to do.
So what's coming up next for Afrik Couture? Spring, summer?
There's a lot coming up for Afrik Couture. Like every day I try to bring out something new. But my most recent are the hats, you know, these hats that I'm wearing. And
Very nice.
You know, I'm trying to make a bunch in African pattern. Some have feathers, some have chains, jewels and stuff like that. So it's going to be out probably by the end of April. And you should be able to see most of the designs on Facebook or on Etsy, etsy.com. You can actually purchase some of the stuff off there. So
online.
Yes.
Awesome.
Very good.
And also the jackets. Hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I would have the jackets in a couple of stores. Most likely in the, I think it's Willowben. There's someone I know there.
Oh,
So I don't know yet. Yeah. So he said if I can get like a bunch of designs in different sizes, because that's been the challenge I faced, you know. But if I can get everything in different sizes, he'll put some of the clothes in his store. So
nice.
It's a plus for me.
And of course, you know, we'll also wear them on the show.
Yes,
you know, this is from Afrik Couture.
Yeah,
check her out on Facebook. Yeah,
that'd be great.
Well, about supporting each other out.
Yes, we
yeah.
are. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And sharing, I mean, so much, you know, so much information and knowledge about the fashion industry. So, you know, thank you for tuning in. Follow us on Facebook, like us, Check us out on YouTube, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you.
Thank you.